Nobody cares. The most liberating truth. Two simple words can completely change the way you live. Nobody cares. At first, those words may sound harsh or discouraging. But when understood correctly, they are incredibly freeing. They don't mean that people don't love you or that your existence doesn't matter. They mean that most people are too busy living their own lives to spend much time judging yours. We often imagine that everyone is watching us, that every mistake will be remembered, every awkward moment will define us, and every failure will become public knowledge. This is a psychological trap. In reality, most people are focused on their own insecurities, responsibilities, and dreams. The spotlight you think is shining on you is usually much dimmer than you imagine. Because of this illusion, countless ideas never become reality. People postpone writing a book because they fear criticism. They avoid starting a business because they worry others will think they're naive. They refuse to post their art, share their music, or speak their opinions because they imagine being judged. Yet the greatest obstacle is often not the judgment of others, it is the anticipation of judgment. When you realize that nobody is constantly evaluating you, something powerful happens. You regain control. You stop waiting for permission. You stop trying to impress everyone. You stop designing your life around imaginary critics. Instead, you begin asking a better question. What would I do if I weren't afraid of being perceived? Maybe you would start the company you've been dreaming about. Maybe you would create the blog that's been sitting in your notes for years. Maybe you would launch the podcast, write the novel, learn an instrument, or change careers. The difference between the life you have and the life you want is often one courageous decision made despite uncertainty. Of course, some people will criticize you. Some won't understand your choices. Others may ignore your work completely. But that has always been true for anyone who creates something meaningful. Every inventor, artist, entrepreneur, and thinker had to accept that not everyone would approve. The alternative is far more costly. Living according to other people's imagined opinions until your own dreams quietly disappear. There is also a deeper truth hidden in this idea. You possess experiences, perspectives, talents, and stories that no one else can replicate. Your unique combination of struggles and insights gives you something valuable to contribute. The world does not need another copy of someone else. It needs what only you can create. When fear prevents you from acting, it doesn't just limit your own growth. It also means that the ideas, kindness, creativity, or solutions only you could offer may never reach the people who would have benefited from them. You are, in a sense, withholding a gift. So stop waiting until you feel fearless. Confidence rarely comes before action. It usually comes because of action. Every attempt teaches you something. Every failure builds resilience. Every small step makes the next one easier. The truth is liberating. Nobody is watching you as closely as you think. Nobody can live your life for you. You are responsible for the opportunities you pursue and the dreams you leave unexplored. So write the book. Start the company. Launch the blog. Record the podcast. Create the art. Have the conversation. Take the chance. Because years from now, people will remember very little about your awkward beginnings, but you will always remember whether you had the courage to begin. And the universe can only receive the gifts you are willing to bring into it.